What's up, y'all? It's your girl Toya Telly, and I'm back with another review. This is the review of Tyler Perry Sistas Season 4, Episode 5, Life, Heart, and Soul. Okay, and I apologize to y'all for being late because I've been working. I've been a full time mom of two children. My daughter's birthday was Tuesday, and I just didn't even have time to even watch the episode on time, let alone do the review on time. So I apologize to y'all, but I'm here tonight and we're gonna get through this. So we start this episode off with Danny and the guy from the airport. Now, as y'all know, he broke into her he barged into her apartment, but to me it's breaking and entering because she clearly closed the door back and he barged it back open. So by that point, yeah, you on some illegal shit. And so I just don't understand why he couldn't tell her that he was an undercover cop at the airport. Because matters to damn if you're an undercover cop. Don't come busting in my apartment just to let me know that. And to let me know that I almost blew your cover. Like, no. And on top of that, the scene to me was just very disturbing because it it slick reminded me of the situation with Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace. My heart goes out to her, her family, her loved ones, and that scene just really triggered me to think about that. And so I just don't understand why we had to see a cop busting into a young black girl's apartment and scaring her this way. And as she was trying to defend herself, he started clutching for his gun as if she wasn't allowed to defend herself in her own home or else. You know what could have stopped that? What could have prevented all of that from happening? Is if Logan would have just put his badge up at the door when Danny first opened it and explained to Danny who he was and asked her if he could step in and speak with her for a second. See, that's why Danny should have asked more questions. She should have found out where Logan worked, like which department he works for, because she should have reported him and said a complaint on that because he don't need to do that no more to nobody else. Clearly, whichever department he worked for, they did not train him correctly. For him to be barging into people's home just to let them know that I'm an undercover cop and you almost blew my cover. Another thing, Danny, why didn't you ask him, how did you get my address? That should have been the first question. And on top of that, you should have took his badge number down. Nothing was done correctly. So she let him leave and then she hopped on the phone with Sabrina to let her know what had just happened. And Sabrina was telling her that Andy just called me to let me know that we're having a meeting at her place tonight. So we're all meeting up there, and we would like for you to be there. And so Danny, she not really feeling it because her and Karen not seeing for each other right now. But she telling Sabrina she don't know. She'll think about coming. But we all know that Karen wants them to meet up so that Karen can tell them that she's pregnant. About time. Ooh, excuse me. And so um, now we see Maurice. He walks into Sabrina's lunch area. And Sabrina asked him how was the date with him and Les, and I'm glad Maurice gave her a stupid answer for a stupid question because Sabrina, why would you even ask that? Him and Les became good girlfriends, real good girlfriends. I'm sure you and Calvin, y'all would like for them to become real good boyfriends, but no, this ain't that. So, um, okay, so yeah, back at Karen's salon, the FBI lady is back, and so Pam trying to get Karen attention to tell her, and Karen like, "Is you okay? What's wrong with your eyes? Is that your lash?" And Pam was like, "No, look, she's back." And next thing you know, the FBI lady or whoever she is, I'm just calling her FBI lady because she won't address herself correctly. She just saying that she's somebody looking for Zach. So the lady that's looking for Zach, she turned around and she's asking where's Zach at again. And Pam was like, "Bitch, you ain't got no right to be coming up in here asking all these questions. You need to leave." And I'm glad somebody told her because I was wondering what took Karen so long to let this woman know that you need to leave and never come here again, especially if you cannot address yourself properly and tell me who you are. Because honestly, if you were so professional, why don't you have your sources correct? Why is you popping up at the ex-girlfriend shop? You should be over there at the law firm knocking at Fatima's desk, knocking at her door, trying to find out where's Zach at. You know, if you had your sources correct. So go on. And I hope she don't come back because she's really creepy and especially if you're not gonna dress yourself. Girl, please don't come back. And so now we see Q calling Maurice again. And I don't know why Maurice keeps answering. Honestly, I don't know why Maurice ain't put him on the block list yet. Because at the facilities, they give you the option to block your number from the facility. They give you that option, and Maurice, child. So now we see Andy and Fatima in the parking lot at the law firm, and they talking about the situation with Hayden. So as they talking about the situation with Hayden, um, Hayden, he come hopping up on the crutches, and Fatima, she just bust out laughing. She bust out laughing. I'm talking about she laughing so hard, she out of breath. Like she's killing herself laughing. And Andy, she telling her to stop, don't do that, don't do that. And so Hayden, he all in his feelings now. He like, man, both of y'all don't talk to me today. Both of y'all don't talk to me today. So now Andy, she laughing. And Fatima, she laughing so hard she can't even get a word out. And honestly, it was funny watching Hayden struggle on those crutches like that. And it was only funny because I knew that it was scripted. But in real life, I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly at all to make fun of disability. Like, I really do not take that lightly. And I have my legitimate reasons why I don't. And I'm going to share a little bit with y'all, actually. Like, I'm going to take y'all into a little bit, just a little small backstory, real quick. My father, he, when I was 12 years old, he was in an accident in his truck. And he was injected out of the windshield, but he survived. Thank God he survived. But he was left with a paralyzed body. He was paralyzed from the neck down. And from 12 years old to 19 years old, it was 7 years, my dad was paralyzed. And me, my sister, my mom, my whole family, we all took good care of him. And my dad was my best friend actually. Like he was my best friend. And I was thankful to still have him, even though he wasn't able. He wasn't independently able like he used to be. I was still thankful that God spared him for extra time. And in between 12 years old and 19 years old, I had to watch my dad be dependent, you know, because of his disability, which is why I don't take it lightly to laugh at or joke or anything on situations like that. And which is why that scene really, I really could care less about that scene. But Andy and Fatima, they cracking up. And so Fatima tells Hayden that if he keep escalating this shit, then he gonna wind up in a body bag. And Hayden was like, "Oh yeah, that body gonna be you." And so Fatima, she was like, "Oh, is that a threat?" And I'm just like, "You just threatened him first, Fatima." And she was like, "Oh yeah," and I heard it. I'm like, these look clearly Fatima threatened him first when she said that if you keep escalating this, you're gonna wind up in a body bag. And now you trying to pin him down for a threat, but you just threw the first threat. I ain't like that, Fatima. But anyways, and so uh Hayden, he hopped on off towards the stairs, which I don't understand how he gonna get up the stairs. That's why I was looking in the background like, is those stairs that he's about to walk up to? I guess. But over at the airport, Logan, he's flirting with Amy. And she think that he's married, but he tell her that no, this is just for the cover up because he's an undercover cop. And so he was like, "So you gonna let me take you out? I want to take you out." So Danny, she was playing hard to get at first, but y'all, that hot girl summer inside of Danny, it's gonna pop out no matter what season it is. Danny she gonna complete her hot girl mission if she don't do nothing else this season. So, but she finally gave in. She was like, "Yeah, I'll let you take me out." And so now, over at the bank, Calvin he popped up on Sabrina to apologize to her about what happened at the restaurant. And Sabrina was like, "It's okay. I understand. You was just trying to show me that you can be a man, especially after what happened with Jacoby and everything like that." And so now Calvin, he in his feelings. He like, "Nah, that wasn't for you. I did that for me because oh boy stepped up to the table and disrespected me." And so he was just telling her that he want a second chance. He want to take her out again. Let's try to do it again. But then he gonna tell her that, oh, I know you loved it that spot, so we can just go back there. No, Cabby, you really think I'm finna go back to that place with you and look up in them people in them staff face? The same staff that was probably gonna be the same staff that was there the night when you act the fool and left me there. I'm not about to go back to that place. Like at least give it a year. At least give it a year and a half. So that most likely it'll be different staff before I walk back in that place with you, Calvin. No, not the way you embarrassed me. I will not. And then I got the nerve to say that, oh, I'll pick you up. I'm so glad Sabrina was smart enough to say, no, I'll drive. Ain't no way I'm about to let you leave me again, Calvin. I will drive. I know that's right, Sabrina. And so, um, now we see Preston and Tanya. They show up at Karen's shop because Tanya, her hair is messed up. So now Preston brought it back over there so Karen can redo it. So now Karen, she calling Preston to the bed to ask Preston, like, is this your way of trying to make Danny jealous? Like, do you want me to call Danny and tell her that you brought Tanya back to my shop? Because if that's your way of trying to make her jealous, Preston, it's not going to work. And Preston was like, no, I don't want you to call Danny. I'm not trying to make her jealous. Don't call Danny. And so Karen was like, all right, all right. And then so when Preston left, she calls that phone. And Fatima answers that phone. And Karen, it threw her off. She was like, is Zach around? And Fatima said, no. Can I ask who's calling? And she said, Karen. And Fatima was like, no, he's not around, but I'll tell him you called. And um, Karen said, who is this? And she said, the person that answered his phone. And um, excuse me, y'all. I'm sleepy. It's late at night, but I'm trying to get through these. And so Karen said, Fatima? And Fatima said, yes, this she. And so she was like, well, I don't believe you. She was like, I don't believe you that Zach not around because he don't ever leave his phone. And Fatima said, well, I don't know what he did when he was with you, but with me, he barely used his phone. And I was like, what? And Karen, she said, okay, okay, you got that, you got that. And she hung up. And so, when Fatima hung up, she called Zach to inform him that he got her phone and she got his phone because they got the same case. And so she grabbed his phone by mistake. And Zach, he was like, no, it's cool, it's cool. You can keep my phone. I don't need it. And Fatima was like, yes, you do need it. You do need it because your girl just called, Karen. And he was like, what she want? And Fatima was like, I don't know. She said she need to talk to you. And he was like, why you answered the phone? And she was like, I didn't mean to. I thought it was my phone. He was like, Fatima, you tripping. And she was like, I promise I'm not tripping. And so she was like, but come get your phone. He was like, nah, I don't need it. Just let me use your phone. Just give me your password and I can use yours. So Fatima gave him a password and then so he felt, I guess, confident enough to give her his password after she gave him hers. And so she unlocked his phone. Now she going all through it. He telling her, Fatima, don't go through my phone. Fatima telling him, I ain't going through your phone. The whole time Fatima scrolling. And so he hung up the phone with Fatima and then tried to put in her code. Come to find out the code don't even work. She done gave Zach a whole fake code. So he was like, it's all good. That's why I got a second phone. He pulled out his second phone. I'm just like, why he got a second phone now? Had Fatima would have had a second phone, him and all of his fans would have been questioning Fatima. Like, they would have been side-eyeing the hell out of Fatima. I don't know about this, y'all. This real questionable. But anywho, Now, Maurice's friend Chris from the club, he come to the bank to get some money out of his account, and while he there, he asked Maurice about Q, and was telling Q, he was like, he finna get out of jail. He done took that plea deal, and he about to get out. And I'm just like, how do Chris know all of this? Is Q calling Chris too? He probably hitting Chris up every day trying to secure a spot in the bed over there. Cause I mean, I do remember when Chris said that he had some kind of dealing with Q, and Q stole his laptop. So, cause I'm just like, how do he know all of these? But anyways, Maurice trying to get Chris to hush, like, shh, you talk too loud, because he sees Sabrina over there ear hustling, trying to, figure out if he talking to Q or not. So after Chris had left, Maurice was told Chris that he a broke bitch. He only got $400 in the bank. And Sabrina was like, Maurice, that's confidential information. You cannot say that. And I hurt you, right? And so I'm just like, Sabrina, how you gonna tell him that that's confidential information and then ask him about his business right afterwards? If I was Maurice, I would have told her, whatever I got going on with Q, honey, that's confidential information. That's my business. And you don't have the right to that. Like, go sit down somewhere, come on over there trying to check Maurice about about blurting out that this boy got 400 in the bank when ain't nobody even in that empty ass bank. Go on. And so, where we at now? Oh yeah, back at Karen's salon, Karen is done with Tanya hair, and she tell Pam to go sit her under the hair dryer. And as Pam walking her over there, Pam was telling her, "Girl, I'm thinking about trying me a white boy too. See what that white boy be like." And so they kicking about that, and then Aaron he pop up. He pop up with a supersized brown paper bag with lunch for Karen. So now, uh. She like, run me my money, run me my lunch money. Because I just went and bought lunch. And I didn't know you was on your way with lunch. Had you would have called or text or something like a normal person instead of just popping up, then maybe we would have known you was on your way with some lunch. And we wouldn't have been bought lunch. Hey, what happened to calling, asking, what would you like to eat for lunch, baby? Like, what happened to that, Aaron? Like, why you keep popping up? Correct that right quick, please, because that bothers me. But anyway, he took Karen to the back to go rub her feet. And when he took Karen to the back to go rub her feet, Pam, she up there joining the folks in the shop. She telling the stylist how her feet over there crusty, telling the other boy that he got orangutan feet. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. What got me the most is that the stylists, they don't say a word. Why they don't talk? Like, they can at least have a two-word line or something. Like, don't make it that weird, Tyler Perry, to the point where they just silent. They just looking back, brushing hair. Usually in a salon, there's conversations going on in each corner. Like, make it make sense. And so, uh, Aaron, he back there rubbing Karen's feet, and while he's rubbing Karen's feet, she was like, "Oh, it feel good," and she was like, "Uh-huh, you make it so good, I don't want to leave, and I wanna know what's your fantasy." Or whatever Trick Daddy said. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, the foot massage did look like it felt good, so it looked enjoyable. And so in the middle of Aaron's foot catering session. Karen, she just went on blurted it out. And she told him, I'm pregnant, very nonchalantly. And Aaron looked at her, and we're going to find out what he say on next episode. But y'all, this episode, it had some loops and hurdles. But at the same time, we didn't really get that much information. I think it was another filler episode. Now, next week it might be more juicier because we'll be getting more information. Karen will be telling Aaron she's pregnant. Well, she already told him she's pregnant, and we'll be seeing his response. Plus, the girls as well. She'll be letting them know, and we'll know their response as well as it's like everybody finna know that she's pregnant, and so I believe it's gonna be a turn to the show, and I'm here for it. Now, I have a couple questions because I just want to know what y'all think. Is Danny really gonna go out with this undercover cop? And if so, I wonder why. And do y'all think Aaron thinks that he's the pappy? Because on the trailer he was asking Karen, how do you know it's Zach? And then on top of that, him and Zach both had sex with Karen around the same time period. So I mean, he have the right to question whether he's the pappy. And so, and another thing, I still want to know who the hell is Angie. Like, I thought we were gonna find that out. I still want to know who is Angie. And um, last but not least, what does Gary have up his sleeve? Because on the trailer, we seen that he was on the phone with Andy, and then she walked into her apartment, and it looked like her face was just at surprise. So I don't know, but I hope it ain't no more dead ass flowers because Gary, you done gave her enough flowers. Come with something else. And I know you done came with the car, you done came with the 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 designer bags and everything else. And come to find out, you about to come with a penthouse. So I'm not discrediting you at all, Gary. I mean, keep coming with it. Keep coming. That's the least you can do after you had her, hold you down for so long before you even got a divorce to your wife and actually tried to make it real with her. You put her through enough. So yeah, keep it coming. Keep the gifts pouring. But I just wonder what he got up his sleeve this time. But we'll see y'all. We're gonna see you next episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I do appreciate y'all for watching. And next week I'm gonna try to be on time because lately I've been slacking. But I'm gonna get better at this, y'all. But I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is your girl Toya Tell It. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. And also hit that notification bell button down below so that you will know when I come through with more videos. Until next time, I hope y'all have a good night. Peace.